everybody, this is David B69 and welcome to our next episode of the $100 challenge, and this one is on the PlayStation 2. Now if you look back in time and you look at the other $100 challenge that I did, I had like loads and loads of sports titles on there because in 2004 they made such a great compilation and it was such a great marriage of sport games that you add it to the bio and you just thinking it's based, this $100 is based on a recommendation that I would think is the best value for your $100 and for the gameplay and enjoyment that you would have for a long time to come. And that's how I valued it. And it was like, in my opinion, it was like really strong. Some people may agree, some people may disagree. It's okay. But I'm making a $100 list here on all consoles, except for a few variables that have basically already indicated why, that I'm not including because I don't have enough sport games on them. I mean, all I have is sport games, and I don't have enough to change the list to make a worthy list. So here it is, PlayStation 2, my top games that I would include on a $100 list for recommendation. Our top one is Final Fantasy X. Like I said, you'll know this is on here, and you'll know this is on my list already. So yeah, it's highly recommended. It's $11.98, and it's a top game. If you don't have it on the PlayStation 2, if you wanted to get the next gen versions, I mean, they're really, really good. You can get 10 and 10.2 at a somewhat reasonable price. I highly recommend it there. You can get it on Vita. You can get it on PS4. Yeah, you can get it all over the place, and PS3 as well. So I highly recommend it. I would get that Final Fantasy X 10.2 bundle, but for here, it's $11.98 for just Final Fantasy X on the PS2. Next up is for $8.97. We have Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto 3 is a tremendous game, like really, really deep, a lot of fun, and it introduced the idea of 3D modeling with a Grand Theft Auto game. It used to be just top down for 1 and 2, and they added all this like 3D environment, and they did a tremendous job. And great factor, it was only on PlayStation for a long time, and they wind up adding it later on to Xbox and such. But it was like tremendous, and it was a great nod to PlayStation that they were able to develop and put this on there first. So highly recommend it. Grand Theft Auto 3. And we're up at $20.95. Next game on our list, another tremendous big hitter, Metal Gear Solid 2 for $11.56. Great hitter. In my opinion, the top game of the franchise. Definitely highly recommend this. And this brings us to $32.51. And like I said, a tremendous game that I would highly recommend. Next game is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. This is $13.40. This is an RPG that is so deep. Now you'll notice if you're looking up prices that Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 is valued like much higher, and it is a much deeper game, and it's a lot more fun too. But Dark Alliance 1 is really good and really deep as well, and I highly recommend it. And it's only $13.40, and you can see if you're liking the franchise, which is why I recommend it. And that brings our total to $45.91. It is not too shabby. Next up is a game that I truly love. I love the entire series of this, but Burnout 3 Takedown is absolutely a blast to play. So much fun just to go to a friend's house and just just destroy cars together. It is like so cool. At $14.23, I highly recommend this game. I do not consider this a racing game. Even though it has racetracks and stuff, I consider it more for the crashing and blowing up stuff than I do include it as a racer. So people are going to be like, he's basically including a sport game in there. I don't think this is a true sport game. But, I mean, I do understand people that would say it. I hear your protest, and it's dutifully noted and ignored. But it's like, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Next on our list is a tremendous, and you heard me say that I love Disney games a lot. Donald Duck Going Quackers. Man, this is on PS1, on Nintendo 64, and on PlayStation 2. It is absolutely totally amazing on PlayStation 2, and you wouldn't go wrong by picking this guy up. A lot of fun. And it's just like really, really cool. The animations are crazily good, and like I said, it's a top game to me to help rescue Daisy. So just consider Donald Duck your Mario and Daisy being Peach. It's like absolutely amazing, and a lot of fun to play, and it has high replayability value in my opinion, because it basically just has that feel and gameplay that I really love. Next up is another RPG, and you guys have probably heard of this RPG, but may not have ever played it or got into it, and that is .hack Infection. This is part 1, and I highly recommend this series because it's like really, really good. Later versions, the more you get into it, the more expensive it gets. But I still truly recommend you pick it up and get it. It's a lot of fun. If you go with the right places, they'll include like the DVDs with it, which are like really cool. So you get a DVD and a disc for the game. It's like really tremendous. It's like very deep, and it's for $20.43. It brings our total to $99.32. So I highly recommend getting this game. Yeah. So until next. So basically, what would you choose as your top games in this? I mean, for me, it's probably like, wow, probably Metal Gear, Final Fantasy, Grand Theft Auto 3, and Burnout, and closely followed by Baldur's Gate and Infection. And then Donald Duck and everything would be last. But they're all tremendous games, and they're all a lot of fun. So I highly recommend all of it. So that's just my 2 cents. What do you think? What are your top games? What would you recommend? Like I said, these are non-sports, so it was a real challenge for me to come up with a list that did not include sport games, because like I said, my collection is heavily burdened on sports games. So until next time, this is David B69, and I'm out. Peace.